I want to leave my partner after I discovered her past.
What is her past?
And trigger warning, mentions of abuse and parental abandonment. I, 33 male, met Julie, 32 female, a little over a year ago at a party, and we hit it right off. We went out on one date, and I decided right then and there that I wanted to see where this would go. So I talked with her after the date the next day and said that I already really liked her, wanted to go out again, and on the second date asked her if we could be exclusive. Fast, I know, but I had never had such a connection with anyone before. By the way, this comes from Birthday Lies, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, 6 months in, one of us was staying the night with the other every single night. So we moved in together. She is bright, funny, schmexy as heck, and an overall great person. However, about 10 months in, while looking for some shoes in our shared closet, I came across a photo of her, another guy, and 2 small children. Yes, it was in an open box, and I probably shouldn't have looked, but I did.
Dang, so her
Tough.
secret past is that she abandoned her children.
That's a tough one.
Oh,
That's a tough one.
Brother.
I had no idea what to think, as she had never mentioned it. I knew it would eat at me if I didn't know, and I figured I might as well come clean about looking at the photo. So when she got home, I simply gave her the photo and asked what this was. She was a little angry at me for looking at the photo, but she said she was at least glad I was honest about telling her. She then began to tell me that this was a photo of her ex-husband. I had no idea she was ever married, and her son and daughter. At first, I felt horrible because I thought she was about to tell me they were unalived in a car wreck or something, but instead she told me she fled her ex because he was harmful. I then asked about her kids. She told me that she left them with him because his family was better able to help him take care of them. She hasn't seen or spoken to her children in 7 years.
That seems like 2 contrasting pieces of information.
Yeah.
It's like, if you care enough about your kids where you're like, okay, well, I can't take care of you as well as their family can.
But
It's not like you
also-
would then never talk to them, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you, especially if your partner was abusive,
You would
wanna
wanna get them
constantly
out.
check in with your kids to make sure everything is okay.
That doesn't add up to me.
It
Especially
doesn't.
because it doesn't seem like she's necessarily in like a bad place financially.
Yeah,
So
it
it's not
sounds
like
like
she
a
couldn't
lie.
Take care of the kids.
It sounds like a bunch of hooey.
I don't buy it. I was speechless. I thanked her for telling me, apologized again for seeing the photo, and we went about our day like nothing happened. But the entire thing did not sit right with me. I know this may sound but what mother leaves their children forever in the care of a person who they say was harmful? I think just like, what parent does that? I mean, like, there are cases where you have to get out and you literally just don't have the money, or the court takes them away. There are like different scenarios and stuff. But if you have the capability to take your kids, I'm wondering what were the reasons? I don't want to assume anything, but what were those reasons? So I had actually gotten to know her sister a little bit. And one day when she was visiting before Julie got home, I simply asked her a little bit about it. She seemed stunned, I knew, and then went on to tell me that Julie was married very young and was very immature. I asked her about the and she said that what little she knew was that it was never physical and that it was only that he didn't want her going out partying and hanging out with friends after the second child was born. She then said she wasn't comfortable talking about it and that I needed to ask Julie if I wanted more. Well, then I went and did probably the dumbest thing I could do. But this was really eating away at me because it was totally out of character for the person I thought I knew. My friend works as a prevention law specialist and does part-time PI work. By using her name and date of birth, he was able to track down her marriage license. We then tracked down her ex. I had him dig up anything he could on him, and there was nothing there. Clean record, not even a speeding ticket. You can guess where this is going. I tracked him down via Facebook and contacted him. He wanted to meet up, but he lives several miles away, so we exchanged phone numbers and spoke via phone. I got a totally different story from him, as you can imagine. He said she had been cheating on him during their marriage. In fact, he believes he is not the biological father of their youngest child, although he refuses to have a paternity test because he said he is the father and it doesn't matter. He said that after he caught her in the second affair, he told her that she could no longer hang out with her girlfriends, who were helping and encouraging her to cheat. He said he went to work one day and came home to a note saying that the kids were at his mom's and she was leaving. Yeah.
She done left the kids.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy to like tell your next partner that you were in a abusive relationship when in reality you were being irresponsible and abandoned your kids.
No one gets in the way of me and girls' night.
He said that he was heartbroken and begged her to at least visit the children, but she told him that she felt she had made a mistake getting married so young and having children, and she needed to be free. That was over 7 years ago, and he said that after the divorce, neither he nor the children have heard from her again. He said the youngest one has no real memory of her, and the older child only vaguely remembers her. I don't know why, but I believe his story word for word. Needless to say, this has weighed on me since he and I talked. She does not know I have done this. I am aware that this is a massive breach of trust, and if I were her, I would dump me. But right now, I'm really deciding how this makes me feel about her. For the record, she has been nothing but great to me. But a person who abandons their children, how much can you really trust them? Also, she lied to you about that, too.
Yeah,
She told you that she was in a relationship and that she had to leave her kids.
Lied by just omitting that in the first place, and then lied when confronted about it. So next time she faces something also really hard and difficult, guess what she's going to do? She's just going to vamoose.
Yeah.
She's going to pull a Houdini.
Yeah. In 5 to 10 years, what if something happens to me? Would she be there to take care of me and help me, or would she abandon me as well? How big of a butt am I for having these thoughts? Smart butt. I already know I'm a butt for snooping, but to be blunt, I'm not really sorry for doing it because I really like having information when I'm thinking about making life-altering decisions. And there is an update.
I mean, you didn't even really snoop. You just looked in a box that was open.
It was an open box. You saw it and you went, what's this picture? Oh, she has kids and an ex-husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I don't think that you're the a-hole or a dumb butt. I think it's pretty reasonable to be like, I don't know if I want to have a life / also move in or I don't know if I think they're already moved in, but stay living with a person who lied to me about pretty big things.
I think I'd probably break up and be like, you need to figure out how to make this right.
With your kids.
And I'm not going to be here while you do it because we're breaking up, but you should figure out how to atone for this.
Update. Well, my original plan was to just wait this all out until after the holiday season, including New Year's. But to be honest, it felt wrong to do that if something was going to happen and we would separate.
Yeah, that's the most insane thing you could possibly do is just be like, we'll just ride it out till after the holidays for convenience.
Don't do that. So last night when she got off work, I told her we needed to talk. And we sat in the kitchen at the table. I just told her that since I accidentally found out about her past life, I was having trouble reconciling what I thought I knew about her versus what seemed to be a very different life. Anyway, to make this short and sweet, because God knows the conversation we had was neither of those, I'll just throw out the highlights. First thing right at the bat, I confessed to talking with her ex. Yes, that went over as well as you can imagine. I freely admitted that I overstepped in some ways. However, I would only apologize so much for it, because as I reminded her, she was never forthcoming about any of this. Of course, I got the entire, "It was none of my business," yelling, which I deserved to a point.
No, you didn't. It was your business.
It's your business. You're in a relationship with her.
Yeah.
And you're living together. I think you kind of deserve to know that she has a whole other family.
Yeah, and that she cheated on him multiple times and abandoned her children.
Kind of a big deal. Until I told her that since we had spoken about possibly getting married in the future, I felt like I did have the right to know if she was obligated financially to her 2 previous children. Also, how would this affect her ever wanting or having children again? Spoiler alert, she is thousands upon thousands of dollars behind in child support. Also deserve to know that. That's just financial, information that's super relevant.
Shocker.
Anyway, once I got her to stop yelling at me, I then made mistake number 2. I told her what he told me. She asked, by the way. Well, this started the second round of yelling about how harmful he was and controlling.
So I'm starting to get the vibe that you just think you make a mistake when she's upset.
Yeah.
But her reaction to your justified
She is overreacting because she is defensive. You are asking just questions that normal people would ask when they're in a relationship and it's getting a little serious.
None of these are mistakes.
No, they're just questions you're asking.
In fact, it's the best thing you could have done because I'm hoping it leads to you not being with this person.
I hope so. I let her go on, but when she finally settled down, I just asked her if it was true. She finally admitted it was. She did cheat on him twice in their marriage. So I asked her to define abuse for me, because at this point, I wanted to know what she considered abuse, since I had a feeling I'd be labeled harmful here. Sure enough, she said he didn't want her going out to bars and drinking. He didn't want her hanging out with friends without him there as well. I never told her that he said it was the same group of friends who enabled her cheating. I just let her go on. So now is where mistake number 3 came into play, and this was pretty much the nail in the coffin for both of us. I asked her what she thought about kids in the future, and how I could be assured that history wouldn't repeat itself. I'll spare you the cussing I got over that one, and I'll give you what she finally, in the end, admitted to. She was too young, didn't get the partying out of her system, and didn't like the responsibility of being a mother at the time. However, she feels like she could now. I'd be like, if you want to be a mother ever in the future with someone, don't know if it's going to be me, go take care of your kids that you have right now. We both agreed that this relationship just took a torpedo that it could not recover from. The trust was broken by both of us, and we decided amicably, I might add, that we just go on our way. I'm sure someday she'll be a fine partner to someone, but to be honest, I don't think I could have gone long term with her, because I would be looking over my shoulder the entire time, waiting for something to happen. She has changed, I can assume, from where she was in her mid-20s. But with the back child support, no guarantee that she wouldn't do this again, and other things that came to mind, I don't feel as bad about this as I probably should. And there is a second update. I don't feel that bad either, man. She is not a good partner, and that's kind of just it.
Why would you feel that bad?
She just
I
just
feel
ain't
bad
it.
I
She ain't it.
wasted all that time.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, only like 6 months. Glad you, honestly, I'm glad that you did this all so quick, because then you found out all this information quickly too. Because I feel like if they didn't live together, probably wouldn't have come out. Probably
Right.
would have been hiding for a lot longer.
If
and
you
then
didn't
would have wasted
find
more
that
time.
picture in the box,
Would she have ever told you?
ooh, this is like a thing that needs to be told like on date number 2
Yeah.
or 1. It's a lot to say on number 1, but it's, hey, you gotta know if someone's gonna rock with that. You mean like, I made a
Yeah.
lot of mistakes when I was young. I have
Or I feel like
I have 2 kids. They're not in my
Yeah.
life. I pay child support, or I try. I'm not a good mom.
date number 1 is like, yeah, I got 2 kids. Date number 2 is like, I do not take care of my 2 kids.
Yeah. Date number 2 is I abandoned.
I abandoned those 2 kids.
How we doing? How we feeling?
What's
Temp
the
check.
temperature here? Update 2. I was kind of vague about this last night because I already thought I was going too long, but something changed this morning, so I'll throw this out there. The reason I know she's thousands of dollars behind on support is because she told me. She said her lawyer was vindictive and asked for more than she thought was fair. I don't believe her.
Yeah, I feel like she's probably a lying to ya.
She managed to skirt paying because we live in a geographic area that has 3 state borders within about 150 miles.
What does that even mean?
Huh?
Is that like the Simpsons
Huh?
Sideshow Bob, like, jurisdiction joke? Like, for real?
Well, we hope you don't skirt joining us live and listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. Don't skirt it. But there is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. Just
Sounds like she's like tax evading, but child support evading.
that's so crazy. It's like the lawyer was vindictive.
So I didn't pay.
I'd be vindictive if I was your ex, because you
Yeah.
abandoned us. You abandoned your children.
Your 2 kids.
Ugh.
She would take jobs working as a waitress and would then job hop, keeping ahead of the state agency that collects child support. Then she would move states, making it more difficult to collect. Eventually, she just got ahead of them and has been living in a state away from her ex, and he doesn't know where she lives or who her employer is. She now has a job that she has been at for 3 years and values that job a lot. Well, this might be a crappy thing to do to her, but her gleeful description of avoiding paying child support did not sit well with me. So I texted her ex-husband, her current employer. Nice!
Yep.
I did not give him her address, and it might have been the wrong thing to do, but the more I thought about the ex and her kids, the more it bothered me. Is it weird that I actually now feel bad for her ex-husband? No!
OP, did you just get here to Earth?
You should feel bad. She abandoned
yeah.
him and his kids.
Is
and
it
their
weird
kids.
that I feel bad his ex-wife abandoned him with their 2 children, one of which was probably a product of infidelity, but he raised anyway because he's a good person?
Yeah, didn't even do a paternity test. He was just like, nah, it's my kid.
Is it weird I feel bad this guy's been systemically taken advantage of by his ex-partner?
And she keeps evading child support payments?
Yeah.
My secret daughter messaged me after 17 years.
Was the message a secret too?
And there's a trigger warning for parental abandonment. When I, 38 male, was 20 years old, I dated a girl, 36 female, for about a year. Our relationship was okay, but we were both going in such different directions. Towards the end of our relationship, she found out she was pregnant. Neither of us were in a place to be parents. I was 1,000 miles away from all my family, still in school, and still very immature. By the way, this comes from user throwitaway0001, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Sophia.
Hey, what's up? I'm
And
Keon.
Drew.
And we're here to give you good advice, goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. So if you would do something else, let us know in the comments. As OP says, we dated for maybe 3 months of her pregnancy. I cheated on her and we broke up.
Ooh.
I talked to her a few times afterward, and we both agreed I would be an awful parent and that it would be best for us to go our separate ways. That is a wild, weaponized incompetence.
Yeah. Like, oh,
like-
I cheated on you. I'd be pretty bad. I'd be a pretty bad parent. And she's like, yeah, please leave.
You still paid child support.
Hopefully.
I saw my daughter Emily, now 17 female, one time when she was 2 months old. So this was, I think, the summer of 1995. Eventually, from what I understand, she married some other guy and she's happy. I felt a lot of guilt over everything that happened, and I'm not proud at all of my actions. They were cowardly. I've thought about reaching out and trying to establish a relationship with my daughter, but it seems a little too late for that now. Sorry to make this my life story, but I will get to the current situation soon. I ended up meeting my wife in 2000 and we got married in 2002. We have 2 kids, a 7-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old daughter.
Ugh.
I'm a great dad to my girls, and I've tried my best to be the most involved, loving father I can be to them. Maybe a lot of this is motivated by regret for how things went with Emily. I love my wife, and we have a great, steady, happy marriage. My wife nor my family knows about Emily, my daughter, from my earlier relationship. I've just sort of put that part of my life in the past and tried not to go there. I'm deeply ashamed of how I ended things back then, and there is a real stigma to being an uninvolved father. I've never really said much to anyone about that child, aside from some friends during my college years who I'm not in contact with. Almost no one knows about her. Fast forward to Wednesday morning. I'm on Facebook, and my account is mostly set as public for work purposes. I'll occasionally get messages from people in my past who'll just say hi and the usual friendly, "Your family's so beautiful," or whatever. On Wednesday morning, I woke up to a message from a 17-year-old girl whose first name was Emily. Definitely out of the norm, since I don't really have much contact with teenagers. What
don't even
other
know your-
contact do you have with teenagers, first of all?
And you don't even know your kid's name?
How do you do, fellow kids? That's what
Like,
this guy's
to
giving.
not make the mind association that a 17-year-old with your daughter's name who reaches out to you is your daughter is kind of wild to me.
He's just so good at compartmentalizing. He's like,
Yeah, he was
that's
like,
such a strange coincidence.
My daughter's name and my daughter's age couldn't be my daughter.
So OP continues, I poked around a bit on her page and everything seemed to add up. She looks like her mother, has her last name, and the page seemed active, so I'm fairly sure it's not a prank. Her message said, "Hi, I'm the daughter you don't care about. I just wanted you to know that we are fine without you. You are a dirt pickle, and I hate knowing that I'm even related to you. How can someone just leave a woman who loves them and a baby? Do you even have a heart? I hope you pass away." Obviously, not at all what you want to see from my point of view. I was really hoping it would have been some sort of friendly message and we could have built up a relationship.
Ah! You're funny. He's all, well, I thought she would be nice about it. I thought she'd be nice about me abandoning her.
I have no words for that stupidity.
You're dumb.
I assume her mother has been telling her less than positive stories about me based on her message. Her
Assume?
mom doesn't have to tell her any stories that are negative about
Oh
you.
my
You
goodness.
abandoned her.
OP, you are
What
not helping
positive
You're
yourself.
stories are there?
there.
I'm sorry, what positive
This guy's
stories?
crazy.
You cheated on her mom. abandoned her
While
saw
she was
her, yeah, while
pregnant.
she was pregnant, saw her once when she was 2 months old. Not really that hard to put you in a bad light.
I'm not sure how one responds to something like this. I've sat on the message for a few days trying to figure out what to say. I'm debating whether to not respond and ignore the message, respond in a very friendly manner and just not address the nasty things that she said,
Crazy. Nope.
respond in a more stern manner and try to clarify things, or only respond to Emily's mom. I haven't spoken to her in about 15 years, though, so I don't know how that would go.
No.
Any advice would be greatly appreciated, and we
My
have comments.
Dude, my advice is don't go with any of those options.
Those are your 3 options that you're like, plan A sounds pretty good, plan B sounds pretty good, plan C sounds pretty good. You know, those all sound really good. Let me just toss a coin.
Let's go with plan E, where you say, I'm so sorry for everything that I did. I deserve all of your anger. I have thought about you every day, if that's true. And I didn't know I was a coward and I didn't know how to talk to you. And I would love to have a relationship with you. I understand if you don't want that, but I am always here. Yada, yada, yada. Don't do any of your other options. And then you say, I'm so sorry for everything that I've done and for not being there for you.
We have a comment here of OP being told to tell his wife. OP says,
Telling my wife about this is something I really dread.
Coward. You're a coward.
I've changed a lot since then.
No, you haven't.
And I'm not at all the type of person I was when I was younger.
Yes, you are.
I feel like something like this would fundamentally change how my wife sees me.
Because you're still the same person.
Wow, there's a little mental clarity right
Look
there,
at
huh?
you.
You understand well enough to know your wife won't ever look at you the same way again.
Because you abandoned your daughter. And now, when she reached out to you, you still can't face up to what you did.
OP continues, and it's not like Emily really wants a relationship. It's one thing if the message was in a different tone. I'm clearly the bad guy to her. It's not really worth upending my entire life potentially to talk to her. I don't know what the upside to this is. I can throw a wrench in our lives for someone who doesn't really want a relationship with me. That said, I don't want to reject her more or make her feel worse. It's really a tough place for me to be in. It's not like some perfect happy ending can be had here. And there's an update.
Oh boy.
Let's read what this tool bag has to say. 6 days later, I decided to test the waters and send her a short message back on Wednesday night. This is what I sent her. Hi, Emily. I've wanted to contact you for a long time. Lie. And I'm glad you messaged me. Lie. I'm glad you and your mother are doing well. You cannot imagine how sorry I am over how things have gone with us. Lie. And if there's anything you want to talk about, I would love to do that. If you would like, I could explain my side of things. If there is anything I can do, please let me know. A couple hours later, she responded with F off. You don't exist to me. So that's it. I tried.
No
Yeah.
way.
One more
Well, you
time.
basically politely told her, hi, Emily, you're actually wrong for
Yeah,
feeling that way,
sorry.
and I can correct your feelings if you would give me the chance.
You chose the wrong answer. It's like when you're playing a video game and you choose the wrong option.
You're like, wait. I have a checkpoint for that. Let me go back.
Yeah, it's like, oh wait, I choose the one where they unalive me. I gotta go back. You chose the wrong one, dude.
I was gonna say that response felt very AI generated, like you used ChatGPT, but this story is from like 14 years ago.
Yeah.
He was the originator.
You
And-
sound like a robot to this.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, how do I respond to my estranged
You're
daughter?
crazy. It's so good.
I guess time will tell if she tries to reconnect again, but I'm not sure if there is much else I can do.
Ugh.
Working on a way to tell my wife about this. And I'm going to tell her soon once I figure out how to. I shouldn't have kept this a secret. My wife is my partner and she deserves to know about it. If anything, she can help me handle all of this. I was hoping Emily would be more open, and the raw anger was just a front, but I think after 2 messages, it's how she feels. It's a
Aw.
shame because I think we could have had a good relationship. It's not her fault, of course. All I can do now is continue to be the best dad possible to my younger daughters who love and adore me. And there's a second
Wow.
update. 13 days after the last update. A couple new things have happened since I posted. I went ahead and replied back to Emily with a much longer, more thoughtful, and apologetic letter. I also spoke to my wife about all of this. Emily didn't respond until a couple days ago, and her response was much more calm in tone, which was relieving. I'm not going to repost what she said, but it was basically just, I wasn't there before, and she doesn't want me here now. There was some more to it, but it was kind of personal, and I don't feel comfortable reposting it.
Are you kidding me? You're such a coward. The fact you're like, you know what, I'm going to air out all this baggage on the internet. But, you know, the most important part, I'm not going to do that.
Well, I'm hopeful that maybe it's something about his daughter, and he's like, I can't share my daughter's information. Maybe there's some sort of good guy in there.
All I
Doubt
know
it.
is this guy
Deep.
sucks.
No, because it's probably something calling him out, like bad stuff about
Or
him.
it's something calling him out, and he's
Yeah.
like, I can't.
I can't do
don't-
that.
I don't
Here he
wanna-
goes again. I responded to her and said, if that is how she felt, I understand, and won't respond to her again. That's where we're at on that. I'm glad we were both able to at least get some closure out of this. I talked to my wife 1 week ago and just laid everything out there. She's been helping me with responding to Emily, and she has been way more understanding than I expected. I explained to her how things went down and how ashamed I am about everything, about how I've tried every single day to make it up with our daughters. She understood me completely, and she stood by me. I am so glad I chose this woman as my wife. I was panicking about her leaving or divorcing because of some of the comments here, but that wasn't what happened. My wife didn't think I should beg Emily and was taken aback with her vile tone.
Wife kind of sucks, dude.
Looks like you found the perfect little
Yeah.
stinky pea for your stinky pod.
I
Can't believe the wife was like, oh, I can't believe she would
say
message
stuff
you
like
this way
that.
after you abandoned her for
Oh.
17 years. He probably
She should be
spun it where it was like,
polite.
yeah, my evil ex,
Yeah.
kept my daughter from me.
He's probably like, she was
And
abusive.
yeah, and it was bad, and it was so terrible. I couldn't send her child support because she ran away, and I could never contact her. You probably lied.
I don't
I'm
believe
not
you.
giving you any grace.
No.
But I will give all of you grace if you listen to full episodes of stories like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, and you've got stories till the cows come home. I just don't understand how it's like you're like, I was making up for it by raising our daughters. It's like,
Doesn't make it up
so
to her.
shouldn't the first moment you felt that, you should have gone, oh, wait, maybe I should just, I don't know, reach out. Maybe I should be present now
Yeah.
that I've supposedly changed. Ugh. The first message I sent was a little less than conciliatory, and the second was almost pleading. The later messages were much better composed, I think. It looks like this Emily chapter is going to end here. She doesn't want me in her life, and she's made it clear. I offered to listen to her if she needed someone to talk to, and gave her my contact information if she needs anything, but I'm doubtful I will hear from her.
17 years too late, my guy.
He's like, if you ever want a shoulder to cry on,
Papa's
here's
here.
my number.
Papa's
she said,
in your corner.
Who are you?
It looks like she inherited her mother's stubbornness and pride.
Oh!
I feel comfortable that I've done all I could with her
Shut
now.
up.
Ah.
I'm spending every day now just being the best dad I can be to my beautiful, loving daughters. And that is the end of that
He's
story.
rage
Guys,
baiting
don't
us.
worry. That was rage bait.
He's
Rage
rage
bait.
baiting us because
Guys-
he's making me so upset.
Guys, don't worry.
Rage
That was bait.
It's bait.
We got baited.
My fiance said he might cheat on me.
Well, I will be leaving you.
And this comes directly from the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So I, 29 female, and my fiance, 29 male, have been in a relationship for 8 years. Engaged for almost 1 year. He recently got a new job and we packed up and moved to a whole new city. We were both so excited for this new change in our lives. By the way, this comes from Tall Geologist 6979. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
And I'm Keon. What's up?
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, what helped make everything so seamless is that I was able to transfer within my job to this new city as well. We've been loving life in this new city and just sharing our dreams of the future. So I honestly feel taken off guard with what just happened. Over this past weekend, we were both visiting our hometown and getting things ready for the wedding, which was coming up in November. That morning, I had woken up from a nightmare where my fiance was with another woman. No! Terrible nightmare. I woke up a little pissed at him, and I can understand him being a little mad, but he blew up on me. I honestly wasn't expecting that kind of reception. I could understand him being upset, but he threw his hands in the air and ran away. What did you say to him? I found him lying down in the other room. I apologized, saying that me being mad about a dream was uncalled for. He sat up and turned to me with a cold look in his eyes and said he wanted to have a conversation with me in private.
So you got mad at him over a dream, and then he's going to be like, I want to cheat on you.
I agreed, and we went outside to chat. I'm confused. Where are you guys? How is this not private? Why is it not a private conversation already?
Maybe they're at church.
He then proceeded to tell me how he can't go through with the wedding because he feels like he's going to cheat on me one day. And he's like, and this is proof. Your dream is just proof that I'm going to cheat on you.
You told me your dream, and all I thought was, I need a Becky. I need a Susie. I
That
need a Donna.
he's starting to resent me and a lot of other things, but my mind kind of went numb. I honestly had no idea where this was coming from. We were literally supposed to pick out our wedding cake that afternoon. And there is an update, but what do you
Ooh,
think?
feet got so cold, he dipped him in liquid nitrogen and struck him with a hammer.
Yeah.
He's like,
Dang.
well, I don't know. I'm having second thoughts about our wedding, mostly because I'm going to cheat on you.
Yeah, that's a pretty crazy way to say that you're having second thoughts about the relationship. Instead of just being like, hey, I'm going to be mature and say, like, I'm having such and such issues in our relationship. I think we should maybe wait on the marriage. Or I don't think this relationship is working out. There's so many different options than I think I'm going to cheat on you.
What was the beginning of the story? We didn't get any details on what the dream was?
No, she just said that in the dream he cheated on her.
And she got mad.
Uh-huh.
And then he admitted to being like, I feel like I am going to cheat on you.
Yeah, he was like, that was me in your dream.
He's like, that's the reason he's throwing his arms up and running away, because he's like,
She
I
caught
didn't even
me.
get to do it yet.
Ridiculous. You
She's
caught me before I
already-
did it.
She's already catching me.
Update. I had thought a lot on what to do or say. When I got home after work today, I just felt so blindsided by his comments that I needed an explanation. So when I got home, we both talked and cried, and I explained that I'm not sure what's going on, but he is my soulmate, and I want to work through whatever it is he's going through. Why he felt that way about me now, seemingly out of the blue, that's when he told me that he's been having feelings for someone else, an old coworker.
An old, raggedy, wrinkly coworker. She's 98,000 years old.
I know he messaged her, but as far as I knew, it was just history, facts, or updates on how everyone was at his old workplace. He said that it mostly was that.
I just need a girl who does history facts, babe. I need someone who wants to converse about the Romans.
I thought it was history, facts, or updates. It's history, facts, or updates.
I need somebody who knows about Hadrian's Wall.
No one's talking about the Mesopotamian Empire. Why aren't we talking about it? He said that it mostly was that, but as of recently, she told him how she felt and he reciprocated those feelings back. He told me he doesn't think it's love, but with him being brutally honest, he is interested in her and her facts. He told me he for sure loves me, but has been torn. He's like, no, babe, I for sure love you. Definitely love you. However,
I would also very much like to
cheat on you.
canoodle with this other person.
Cruel, if you will.
What's that Johnny Depp quote where it's like, if you love a woman, but then you fall in love with a second woman, who do you pick? Like your first love or your second love? If you've already fallen in love with the second woman, there's no point to go back to the first woman.
I don't know. My only Johnny Depp quote is that when he's like, that was not a dog that did that.
I got a jar of dirt. My Johnny Depp quote.
No dog could have done
Definitely
that.
butchered that, what he said. but it's
Also,
something similar.
cruel, just learned from the game Balderdash, means to cuddle up with.
Oh, is that what you say to your
Cruel?
boyfriend?
No, that's cuddle.
Also,
It's just an accent. What you want to
guess what
You want to
twangdalo?
cuddle?
Guess what twangdalo means?
Is
Spun. I don't know.
A sharp slap.
Oh.
a twangdello.
Twangdalo. Anyway, I ended up giving him an ultimatum. Cut her off and block her to continue what we had, or I'm leaving. I know the first option probably isn't the healthiest, but we've been together for so long, and I really care about him. Am I in denial?
You are literally a whole river in Egypt.
Yep. I need help and advice. And there is a second update. With the help of my family and wonderful coworkers, I was able to leave the next day. My manager worked out something where I can potentially transfer into a position back in my hometown. This was amazing to hear because I was under the impression I would have to quit, since I would have had to be in my position for at least a year after the original transfer. My sister immediately called off work and drove hours to come get me and my things. I had so many family members and friends call me on my drive back with her that it made it a lot easier for me to accept what was happening. My family took me out to dinner once we got back in town, but due to the stress of this, I hadn't eaten in 3 days, So it felt nice to finally be in a space where I got a little bit of my appetite back. I am beyond grateful to have them with me because I don't know what I would have done without their support and love. But this morning I am contemplating on whether I should do something. So I know who the girl is that he's been talking to. Like I stated before, I have met her before at one of his work functions. By the way, you can meet us virtually if you listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OKstorytime. But there is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
You should probably leave.
Yeah.
I don't know. He
That's
might
my
have
final
been your
thought.
soulmate, but you're not acting like it right now.
Yeah, I don't think he's your soulmate.
At the very least, you gotta not get married.
I agree. I wanted to talk to her about this. I know that may sound silly or even stupid, but I think she needs to be told what she and him did was wrong and that she needs to come clean to her current boyfriend as well.
No, you're doing the thing where you're trying to put, I know it's like you were saying, it's both of them did something wrong, but I feel like this is the thing where you want, like, well, I'll put more responsibility on the other person.
Yeah.
So then it lessens the blow to my own relationship. But
Your
just you cannot get married
relationship's-
now. At the
yeah,
very
it's
least, you
donezo.
cannot do the marriage until
Until you sort this out.
A lot of
Therapy.
problems have been worked out.
I was contemplating writing a letter and leaving it at her workplace, just kind of explaining everything I want to say to her. For more context, I would not be ripping her a new one or calling her names, as much as I really want to, just outlining why what he and her did was wrong and how messed up it is. After that, I'll let it be. But I just feel like it's the kind of closure I need to really move on. But then part of me is wondering if even doing that is worth it at all. And that is the end of the story. Good luck, OP. I don't know if this relationship is gonna
you
last.
gotta go to the
this.
husband store, get a new husband, okay?
Yeah.
You
Just
gotta
take
go
two.
to the husband store,
Take
get a new
two.
husband.
Let's start over. Fresh.